Great pleasure to be with you today. And thank you very much for your registration to the Digital Wellbeing Workshop. I hope that you enjoy it and benefit from the information. I can see how interested you are. You start reading reading your handout, and we dedicated about 20 minutes for the handout and the reflective practice. But now I would like really to go through the presentation. So it's two parts. The first part, I will give you information. I'll share with you information about digital well-being, about the domains of digital well-being, and most importantly, the strategy in how to adopt a new habitual behavior that will help you to manage your well-being. I mean digital well-being. So if I say well-being, meaning digital well-being. I'll leave you with this video. It's a 1 minute. Is this familiar? That's one of the things that we really challenge, one of the big challenges that we have. And hopefully, during this discussion, we will come up with some highlights and guidelines. If we define digital well-being, there is many definitions of digital well-being. If you search for digital well-being, you'll find digital well-being, digital wellness used exchangeably. So there is no one definition. So we thought to give you our definition. It's a movement concerned with the balanced use of technology to achieve optimum state of health on all the dimensions of well-being, social, mental, occupational, physical, and much more that we will discuss today. We have 8 domains for digital well-being. So each domain, we give it slogan. This slogan, you can use it as a habit. You can create a habitual habit from this slogan. So the first one is be focused. Since the pandemic started, there's more than 300% increase in the search of how to get my brain focused. According to Microsoft, our attention span has been reduced from 12 seconds to 8 seconds because of technology, because of excessive time of using social media, internet, and what have you. But why that happen? Is it something that neutral, or there's very powerful force behind it? The economists think that we are moving from intention economy to attention economy. Intention economy is where the big data that's collected and they sell it to the advertising companies, and advertising companies, they sell it to the manufacturers. So that has been in the past. So now your attention is this scarce commodity and valuable resource. All the platform, the tech companies with the social media platforms, they are looking for your attention. They get your attention and they keep your attention. They are using science and scientists I'm not really exaggerating if I say that behind every screen, there is a bank of social scientists, behavioral scientists, and psychologists hired by these companies to understand our behavior. When they understand our behavior, they design features that keep us more and keep our attention with them more. And they are using behavioral scientists, tools and theories of the science, like behavioral model, hook model, AI, algorithms, gamification, many of the theories that was invented for good use, and tech companies are using this to hook our attention. This is one of them. Started with the trigger, the bing, ding, ring that we are receiving, that bring our attention and stimulate us to do an action. That action is that you will pick up your phone and look into the message that you have, waiting for a variable reward, not a constant reward that it will be like expected, a variable reward. It could be social, it could be something related to our nature, hunting. We hunt for followers, for likes, so that is one of the things that it could be, but also for our self-esteem, gratitude. All this is linked also to a pathway of reward in our brain when dopamine is released. Dopamine is a pleasure, is a pleasure, but it gives us a pleasure, but with the constant release of dopamine, we may be, it's an addict, so we may be depend more on the social media. So that's used for this purpose. Viktor Frankl summarized the psychology with this quote, but what is in this quote is between stimulus and response, there is a space. The larger space, the better time for us to be more mindful and think before we respond to this trigger or the stimuli. The shorter, the more reactive will be. One of the best practices that we want to share with you is surf the urge. Surf is the wave. It's go up, reach to the peak, go down. So serving the urge, if you have an urge to open the message, wait for 10 minutes. It's not only message, anything that has that urge and will disturb you from a deep work, wait for 10 minutes, it will be low, lower than as initiated. Communication, be conscious. Conscious with your connectivity. Conscious with balancing the online and offline communication. And try really not to be connected all the time. We have the right to disconnect. We should disconnect. We have life with family life. We have our own life. We should do offline as we do online. And right to disconnect is one of the policies and its movement started in Europe and now in Philippines, and it goes to United States. It gives the employee right to disconnect after working hours, during weekends, in their vacation. So we have the right to disconnect, and this is not limited to work. We should also disconnect when we are in the dining room, when we are in our bedroom. We should disconnect from the online and digital space. This is a very interesting tool that if you want really to build with your friends, with your colleagues at work, identify core value. Shared core value. It could be relationship, it could be empowerment, it could be collaboration. And establish boundaries. When we should connected, when we should disconnected. And also reach an agreement on the possible and preferred tool of communication, online or in person. The best practices: avoid fobbing. Fobbing when you are using your phone during conversation, in the meeting, with your spouse, with your kids. Stop fobbing, because it's really reduced relationship. It's impact relationship. It impact also conversation, the quality of conversation, and perceived as disrespect. Encourage supportive relationship. What's social support? Is the social connections that perceived by others as supportive. The buffer that will be against mental challenges. And it's definitely supportive relationship can improve well-being. What is the most impact of social media when we talk about isolation and connection? And I can summarize this by 3 questions. It depends on the type of platform that you are using, for how long, and with whom. If you define these and set boundaries for these, the more active participation in the social media is building connection. The less participation in a passive activity in the platform without sharing your comments or posting your own documents or your own content, that's will increase isolation. The social capital is like other capital. It's a capital, it's resource. Social capital is the way that we are improving our networking and supportive social well-being. And it has two types, the bridging and bounding. The bridging is the weak ties, the relationship that we build with people that we are not really expecting from them a social support. People in LinkedIn. And that's one of the affordance of the platforms that support bridging social capital. Bounding social capital is our relation with our families, with our friends, the strong tie. If you call them in the night, for example, they will respond to you. And the best affordance from platforms is a snapshot. And the best for bridging capital is the LinkedIn. The best practices focus on strong ties, relationship. Health lifestyle for physical. I'm very sure that everyone maybe struggle or suffer from the neck pain. It may affect our posture. Our posture may affect our musculoskeletal, the neck pain from the thick neck and the text neck. And all the terminology is linked to technology. It's linked to the platforms, the social media platforms, and our excessive use. Eye strain or digital eye strain or computer vision syndrome with dry eyes and redness around the eye. And it might also cause myopia. Brain function. I mentioned the study of the Microsoft, but also the information overload that we are exposing to are unbelievable. You scroll for information and you will get a flood of information that comes to you. The unuseful information will compete with the useful information, and that may cause brain fog. That really distracts your cognition and decision making. The best practices, I will pick here ergonomics, the distance between your eye and the computer or your iPhone or smartphone screen, the stretching, the posturing. Practice 20-20-20. Every 20 minutes, take a break for 20 seconds and look to object that is far 20 feet. Regular exercise and also regular breaks. I'll give you a break and I will play this video.
Amadeus Mozart, konzentrierte Schauspiel.
Very emotional. You know, the first time that I really watched this video, I was about to cry. It's really emotional. It's something with our mental well-being. We heard about dependency, digital addiction, and internet addiction, FOMO, the smartphone vibration phantom. I'm very sure that many of us has experienced this. You think that your phone is ringing or vibrating, but it's not. That's part of the dependency. Stress, the anxiety, fear, hate, all of this that has come also from the excessive use of internet. Social comparison. The difference between the social comparison when we are talking about online or offline. Online is the digital footprint. It's very hard to remove. And it will stay not only with the person, but with the other people. Cyberbullying, harassments that may cause and increase the susceptibility to depression and suicidal depression. And this is some of the best practices that I would like really to share with you. Meditation. Anyone use meditation or try meditation, I'm very sure this will resonate with them. 10 minutes, it's the minimum. It could be 5 minutes, could be 1 minute meditation, and you will get the benefit from the meditation before you go to sleep or after wake up after you wake up in the morning. Do exercise, meet a friend, call a friend. That will increase your stress resilience. Digital citizenship it's the responsible way of using technology. But we will talk about one topic, which is privacy and surveillance. And that's why we need really to be vigilant when we talk about privacy and surveillance. I want you to imagine yourself in a stadium full of people, and you are in the center. Everyone knows about you, knows about all the information, the places that you visited, that you are here with us today, but you don't know anything about it. That's exactly the same thing, that example, the digital space. Our privacy is not secured, it's insecured. Data surveillance is the attack that we are receiving because of the tracking files, the cookies, the flashes, the beacons that we receive when we scroll internet, and we have to give them agreement to collect information about us and filter this information so we will see what they want us to see. We will be exposed to what they want us to be exposed to, and they will have a polarization, two divisions. The marginalized companies, the marginalized advertisements, and the high voice and the powerful, and that's because of the information that we provide. But we know about our privacy and how our privacy is really insecure, but we are not doing anything about it. And that's, this is the privacy paradox. We are living in that privacy paradox. And this is because of three things. First is third-person bias. That what happened to people, it will not happen to me. That's a third-person bias. Literacy. How many of you knows that the internet pixel collecting information about us? How many of us know that Facebook is collecting information in a shadow file, regardless if you have account or you don't have account in Facebook? So the more awareness of our privacy, the better that we can protect it. Control level theory. We always value the benefit, the immediate benefits over the future and the distance risk. Best practices, respect other privacy. Go green in digital space. According to UN, we are expecting a tsunami of e-waste that will increase the emission of carbon dioxide and the toxic materials like lithium and the other unrecyclable materials. So we need to do something about it. The high production and also the high hardening that we're doing. Physical environment, the space, our offices, our home. We need really to make our home more of digital environmental friendly. Remove the screens from the bedroom. Don't charge your phone in the bedroom. Don't sleep with your smartphone. Don't use it as a wake-up alarm. So, also, it's really increasing the carbon dioxide. One email contains 0.04 gram of carbon dioxide. If the email with attachments, that will increase to 27. So why we are not really, we don't have the gut to get rid of, the unused data, unused digital, because there is a gut syndrome. We are building relationship with our materials, with our devices. So it's very hard for us to get it. But we have to realize that this is a gut syndrome. And we need to do laundry and declutter, clean your desktop. We will have 20 minutes. I will really, just to give you all the information, then we will have 20 minutes for the best practices, if you allow me. So the best practices, we need really to do inventory to our iPhone, our smartphone. And if there is apps that we don't need, remove it. If there is pictures, videos that you don't need, remove it. It's really impacting the environment. It also has another impact on us because we will be more unorganized. So the rule of thumb is stop, drop, and sort. And if you have doubt, ask friend or family member. Self-knowledge and self-tracking. I'm very sure that maybe many of you, you're using the self-tracking. But the question here, how will you know yourself? This question, we know about ourselves, our name, where we are locating, and with whom we are connecting. But we don't know, who knows how is his stress level, or sleeping pattern, or blood sugar, or heart rate, or we don't know this without having biometric measurements. And Peter Drucker said in his quote, you cannot improve what you don't measure. So acquiring and having the self-tracking or life logging or bio-logging, it's very beneficial to you if you want really to improve, because it's more objective information. It's not subjective information. And it has two ways. The research, it's used in healthcare and research and advertisement, but this is a window. You need to establish your own mirror that you look and know about, your biometrics. That will increase your self-knowledge, self-discovery. The best practices, use wearable. You should use wearable, but use it mindfully. Because if you are not using it mindfully, it may be a stressor. So you should analyze the data you're collecting, reflect the practice, enhance the results, and track changes. Thank you very much. We need to apply the 20-20-20 rule. Then we will have the second part. How many minutes we have, Bahiah? 15? So, are you interested to start with all the best practices? Because we have only 15 minutes. But we have another choice that we can divide you. Each peer, one will be interviewer and one will be interviewee. That will maximize also the benefits from the discussion. And we have 8 exercises. So we can have, it's very hard really to divide a circle. But let's say this is one group here. This is one group, this is then another group. Group A will focus on the first 4 dimensions with the reflective practice. And Bahiah will help this group. Group B, they will focus on the rest of the. So I'll work with you now on your handout. Please open your handout. In your handout, you will find a brief about each topic. And reflective practice. In the reflective practice, you will try to answer the questions. I mean, you will be team, right? Interviewer, interviewee, and you can exchangeably exchange, the roles. So the first one, we selected, you can start from here. Excuse me, open this. You can start from here, from the physical health. You will ask Hadil. You will ask Hadil the questions, and the next Hadil will ask you, and we'll take volunteers to share their experience if we have time. Hopefully, we will have time. So we can start. So أنت معك أحد? Okay, great. So 2, one interviewer, one interviewee. You'll be interviewer? Okay, so you have 4, the physical and mental, I think communication and relationship and productivity, I think. تبدأ من هنا. Yeah. When you complete, تسألين الأسئلة هذه, she will answer from her tip of her head without thinking. Then you may share this experience because this is a full reflective practices. Why, what happened, why it happened, and how I can improve it. Here maybe we put more about some psychological and mental and emotional feelings that will be reflected also. So we may select one to share his experience with the team. واضحة؟ معلش ما جاوبتك.
We have to go for every part, physical, mental, and...
The first part, أول أربعة إيه. So you will مثلا خلينا نقول أنت المقدم وهو الانترفيوي، فبتسأله وبتاخذ أجوبته، وبعدين if you find it interesting you can recommend him to share his experience. بخليك تشارك. ما عندك أحد؟ ما في handouts? Do we have extra handout? طيب ترى مو لازم اثنين، ممكن ثلاثة تقربين معاهم. وعلى فكرة ترى السيت اب ممكن يتغير، يصير مرة مرتاح هنا. تعال هنا، تعال هنا. معك أحد؟ طيب تعال مع ثلاثة هذولي if you want. الله يعافيك. Is it clear before we proceed to the... إيه.
Digital well-being, the aspects of digital well-being. What do you mean by it? The aspects.
Aspects is the dimensions, productivity إلى آخره.
Efficiency.
إيه.
And some.
بس ترى هذه مو معهم. إذا بغيت هذا reflective practice just to give you an idea how you reflect practice.
Okay,
But
I
you can
wanna
start from here. إيه.
Yes, thank you.
إيه معلش. I don't have timer. So can when
10 minutes more at 20.
Do you do physical activity on regular basis? How frequently do you do regular?
Every day I try to take my time and
Divide.
انه اخصص
Assign.
yeah try to assign an hour or two every day to improve my hobbies and reduce my interaction with devices.
Does this help you to reduce the use of devices? This is a question not here. I asked him a question, is not here.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Since it's Thank you. Thank you. We have to close the majlis. It was very interesting. Thank you very much for your participation. And I hope that you enjoy the information and the experience. What we, the handout still with you. You can do the reflective practice. You can do it also with your family, with your friends. Reflective practice is one of the best practice that we should do every day. Before we go to bed, for example, instead of holding the iPhone, we think about what happened during the day and what went wrong, what went good, and how we can improve it next day. Thank you very much. يعطيكم ألف عافية. شكرا لكم.